Hi everyone, it is currently the 19th of January 2014. It's a Sunday. Typically, my Sunday updates are not that long, but today we do have a few things we want to talk about. Now, first, I'm going to talk about what's going on off here towards the north. Then we're going to get into the big topic, which is, of course, tropical depression. Agaton actually upgraded to a tropical storm via JMA here on Saturday. A little surprised about that, but it's still bringing some heavy showers. Meanwhile, northeast monsoon bringing these gusty winds, but also sea effect snow across much of Japan. Take a look at the 24-hour forecast for Japan. You can see that heavy snowfall and even some blizzard warnings in parts of northern portions of Tohoku going through the 19th and then off here towards the 20th. And by the 21st, it still lingers that way, staying partly cloudy or sunny skies across the Pacific coastline, though, as much of that moisture gets drained off there towards the northwest. At the same time, though, Tokyo, yeah, you're going to be seeing some sunny skies, but farther towards the west, some showers and at least a low moving across northeastern China. That should be stirring up the atmosphere, which is good news because what we have been seeing recently is some pretty poor breathing conditions for a lot of you because of the haze and the smog that's been in the atmosphere. So some good news with that. South of that, a high that is pushing towards the south, bringing some breezy conditions, at least for the southern Japanese islands. But that interaction with that and the northeast monsoon, all of this right here is gale warnings that GW and what we have been seeing out here is some 5-meter high waves, some pretty gusty winds up to about 65 to 70 kilometers per hour. That is because you have the high here, our low there, and the interaction is creating some gusty winds, and this our tropical depression. And I keep on saying tropical depression. I know JMA is calling it a tropical storm, but I really think this is bullish. This is your zoomed in view of this. And keep in mind, this right here is the center of circulation. The bulk of the convection's off here towards the north. Much of Mindanao, you are seeing some heavy showers today off there towards Visayas. The storm system is a lot farther south than we anticipated. It's actually drifting down here towards the southwest, but the center of circulation is completely and utterly exposed. That is due to that vertical wind shear coming in from the north, tipping this over towards the side. Basically, think of it as a candle. You're blowing on the candle and the flame kind of changes towards, flame kind of leads towards the side. That's what's happening here. And when I'm saying the low level circulation is exposed, it's allowing dry air to filter into this. So it's staying weak, and we expect it to stay weak. That is the great news. Still expect heavy showers out here across much of Mindanao and southern Visayas, but as far as the storm packing winds around that center, it truly is not. The worst of the winds are farther off here towards the north, away from that center of circulation, just due to the northeast monsoon. The big problem with this is still the rainfall. So right now, Bagasa says 55 kilometer per hour winds moving south-southwest at 7 kilometers per hour. These are all your areas under signal force 1 there into, well, much of Mindanao, but it's not the wind, it's the rain. I think that's still the big problem out of this. So don't really matter if you're under the warning or not as far as signal force 1. You still have to be prepared for the heavy rainfall. This is a track from JTWC, just showing you comparison. Also keeping it weak right now, 30 falling off. And I'm sure this is going to be one of the final official warnings on this as far as JTWC and their forecast. And then this is that's JMA's forecast. Almost stationary, 35 knots expected to weaken out as well over the next, basically 24 hours. So they have it at tropical storm, but it's not going to last very much long. And this is our high resolution wind model. You can see some areas here up to 65, 70 kilometers per hour out to sea. That's why we have those gale warnings in effect. But around the center of circulation, 43 kilometers per hour. Once again, though, it is that rainfall. This is dragging in the moisture from the south, pumping it on shore. We also have that wind shear coming in, so a lot of the convection's being pushed over towards the side. Remember, these areas have been seeing heavy rain for the past week now, so any more is going to be causing flooding. But how much longer? I know that's the big question. So let's go scroll through here using our high-resolution ECMWF model. And start here on Sunday. You can see by Sunday night, the bulk of the showers staying on eastern and northern Mindanao. We still have this steady stream of moisture coming in from the east, though, as we go ahead to, this is in the Monday. That moisture is still there. And even extending out through Tuesday, it slowly shifts off towards the north. But the key thing is there's not really a center of circulation left by midweek, which is fantastic. This is what we're seeing as far as the winds. The center, I guess, it would be down here, but it's just very disorganized. It's lost a lot of its convection. We can pull back the picture and take a look at our whole Westpac model here, and you can see that circulation gets lost by Tuesday and the Wednesday. there still is this stream of moisture that lingers, and that's the problem. And I think this is going to persist, that just due to that interaction with the low and the northeast monsoon. But it's getting weaker, albeit it's still going to be there, and I still think there's a high risk of flooding throughout the weekend and throughout at least the first half of this coming week, as we still see those showers linger due to the interaction. But I think the tropical depression itself is weakening out. The winds are not going to be there as far as the center of circulation. It's the northeast monsoon and the showers that are going to continue to pop up. So much of Mindanao and southern Visayas still look at that risk of flooding and landslides through the coming days. In short, is what I'm trying to say, especially in those areas that have already seen the showers and that are still prone to more flooding. If you check our Facebook page, some people have been nice enough to share some photos of the severe flooding down here, and these are just a few cases. We have been seeing a lot of reports of landslides as well, and it's just going to be that situation at least through the next several days. But I think and I know we've been saying it finally is going to let up here, but I think by Wednesday through Friday, the showers are going to taper off, and thankfully we're going to start to see some improvement here in the forecast. That's all for now, everybody. I know a relatively long update, so thanks again for sitting all the way through it. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can always post them down there in the comment box below. And as always, stay safe out there. Thanks for watching.